It's time now for Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Catch up with everything that's going on at Anderson Speedway with Rick Dawson and Gary Mong.
Good evening. Welcome to Track Talk. Waiting on my cue. Nobody said go. Rick Dawson, Gary Mong. We're at the Mounds Mall Special Events Studio.
We are.
It is, as we're taping this, it is a bright, sunny Tuesday afternoon after a rather rainy and windy.
It was. Had some storms come through, but the sun's back out again.
I got a picture from my house Lauren sent me. We lost a tree.
You did today?
A big one laying in the backyard. So
wow.
Unfortunately, it didn't hit the house.
That's good.
But hope everyone else is safe.
So far, so good.
I'm still not real sure where I'm at.
I think we're coming down off our high of last week.
I guess it was.
It was magnificent.
An entire week.
Yes.
We had. I mean, it was just from the get-go when the cars started rolling in. Well, actually, a week ago Friday when the campers started rolling in, and then when the cars got there on Tuesday and got on the track, we had a pit full of cars Tuesday and Wednesday.
We did. The whole week was really smooth. It was. I don't want to say the word flawless, but it was close to being flawless.
I think we had 38 cars made attempts to enter the 33-car field this year. Some pretty big names
yes.
had some motor problems on qualification day and weren't able to get them remedied. You're going to have to bear with me tonight, folks. Get them remedied. Russ Gamester had an engine go south. Donnie Adams had the same problem, and so did Brian Gerster. Tough break for all them. They're tough competitors, and
they've supported that event for years.
Yes, and all very capable of winning the event, and I know they want to win that event, but they'll all three be back next year.
We talked to Brian on Friday back here in the pits there. You can just see how down he was for not being able to be in that field.
But we had a stellar field.
We did.
We had a huge crowd. I mean, I don't have the numbers figured yet, how many were actually there, but the place was just jam-packed.
Yes.
And the Kroger Fan Fest was tremendous. I mean, I'm
big
going to be
success.
using a lot of big adjectives here. The UAW GM Build in America display and semi was a huge success. The Midway was
full,
and a lot of things to do. The DAC simulators with Kent and his wife were there, and everybody had a great time. I've got to tell you, and I know somebody will want to screw up my apple cart, but I got to tell you, from the time we opened the gates on Tuesday until everyone was gone, and including Sunday, I never had one complaint the whole week.
That's great.
I got nothing but compliments on the racetrack, on the staff, on our city, and everything that was going on out there. We had some folks there. Actually, we had the captains of I believe it's the Cornelia Marie boat that's on Deadliest Catch on the Discovery Channel. Got to meet them, and they were up in the UAW GM suite. Great guys, and they'd never seen anything like it. They were so amazed. Raleigh Helmling, who was the former president of the United States Auto Club, and he actually, I think, was one of the first to give Tony Stewart a ride in his midgets and sprint cars, is now the head of economic development for motorsports for the state down in Indianapolis. He was there and brought with him some folks, one of which is the head of racing for ACUS, which ACUS is the international racing governing body whose members include NASCAR, USAC, Formula One, SCCA.
All the big ones.
From England was there, and guests of our good friends in the Kroger Payless suite, and they were just amazed at what they saw. The crowd, the cars, the race itself, which was just, the race was phenomenal.
It was a great race.
It was a typical Little 500. It had all the drama that a Little 500 normally has. And I tell you, if you didn't enjoy that race, I mean, things happened in that race that on a normal race night, you think, well, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Well, it's a different
animal.
It's a different animal, and things just happen. We had some attrition early, which is unfortunate.
Right.
But it's just that race, and there's nothing to describe it. I didn't get to see a lot of it. I got to see the first 5 or 10 laps, and then I got busy, and I did get to watch about the last 100 laps. And I tell you what,
last 100 were exciting, weren't they?
Oh my gosh! With the different lead changes, and then you've got Dave Steele just coming on. I went back to the Bentley Warren days, when
Yes.
you get laps down, and here he comes, and you knew he was going to be there in the end, but he drove a very clean. He had opportunities to take Chris out.
He did,
and didn't, and he drove a really clean race. And Chris may have a different story about it. He may have some other things to say, but it was just phenomenal. And Kyle Hamilton, young driver for Bob East, and great equipment, led a lot of the race.
see him come up through the Kenyan midgets.
Oh my gosh! I talked to him down the start finish line after the race, and his eyes were as big as silver dollars, and he was so excited. And the kid had a chance to win too,
Yes, he did.
Which is neat. So, but we have a very special guest on the line right now, and he happens to be one of the few men that can say that they are 2-time winners of the Payless Little 500 presented by UAW GM. None other than our 2015 winner, Chris Wyndham. Chris, how you doing this evening, buddy?
Great. How are you?
Doing good.
Doing good. Are you still up on the cloud?
I am. I think it takes a little while for this race to set in after you win.
Yeah. You were kind of a quiet sleeper in the whole week. You were out there. Your car was running good most of the week, but not a whole lot of focus was put on you. And then all of a sudden,
there he is.
There you are. How was the car Saturday night first?
Like you said, we were just really consistent all week. We might not have necessarily been the fastest car in practice or qualifying, but I knew we had a really good car for the race, and we just tried to keep our nose clean the whole race, which everybody knows that's a big issue. It's during the whole 500, and everybody did a great job and came out with a win.
Yeah. I know you had a little issue in the pits. I didn't see it. There was a car turned sideways, and the push truck had a little trouble getting to you, but you were able to persevere over that. When did you feel like you really had a chance to win the race?
I knew early on we had a good chance. Like you said, we had a little issue there. Our first pit stop, my guys did a great job on the pits, but we had a little issue getting a push truck to us, and then I think, like you mentioned, the guy got spun out behind us in the pits, which that's just all part of the race, though. So we got back out and overcame it, and after about halfway, it's about 300 lap mark, I knew we had a good shot. We just had to stay out of trouble, which that's one of the biggest things until the last lap of the race, is just trying to keep your nose clean.
Yeah.
Chris, how's this race different? How's this win different from your 2011?
It's just as nice as the 2011 win. I can't be happier than to win it for Jason Gocher and his wife Tracy. I know they've worked hard and they've been trying to win it a long time, and just to see them in victory lane, how happy they were, I think it was I was really honored just to win it for them.
This was their first win?
This is their first little 500.
Oh,
win.
wow.
Yep.
Good.
And I'm sure that you had radio communications with your crew, didn't you?
Yeah, we had communication with the spotter and the whole crew. Yep.
What's going through your mind when you're leading that race and you've got somebody like Dave Steele on your tail, wanting to, and the competitor that Dave is? What's going through your mind?
Well, he's one of the best pavement drivers probably that's ever lived. So, kind of like you mentioned about us, he seemed to be pretty quiet all week, and then all of a sudden, actually, Jason McCord was spotting for me, and he came over the radio and said, Steele's coming, and I thought, what in the heck, where'd he come from? He was, I knew I had to be on top of my game when he was coming the last 100 laps, and he made up a lap and got up behind us, I think, on the last restart, and he pressured me really hard, but he ran me pretty clean. And, I just knew I had to set in and run the hardest last 50 laps of my life, which is hard there because you're worn down and feel like you can't go any longer. But I somehow figured it out.
I know he tapped you a couple times, and you obviously knew he was there. You ran a clean line. You weren't blocking the track. You were going to win at racing, and by golly, you did. And I'm guessing that probably there towards the end, his tires had pretty well given out. And I know yours weren't real great at the end of the race, but you were able to persevere. And what about Kyle Hamilton? Finishing third.
Yeah, he had a great run. He was up front all week, even, and good in practice, good in qualifying, and he was good in the race. I raced with him for a while, and we had good battles throughout the race. So I knew I had to be worried about him stealing him right there behind me on the last restart.
Your opinion of the whole event. I know obviously you're on the top of the heap this time, but as far as the whole event and all those people there, I mean, what's that do, especially in the pre-race stuff? I mean, how do you handle your nerves?
It's tough. I mean, you guys, Anderson Speedway does a great job of making that race an event as well as a race. It's probably one of the most prestigious open wheel races to win, if not the most country. So it's very nerve-wracking when you're standing on the front stretch about to strap in to go 500 laps around there, because it's definitely not easy. So I'm just honored to be able to say I've won it twice, because I know there's not a lot of people that can say that. So I'm just thankful for Jason, Tracy, Gocher giving me the opportunity that they did. Sure.
What's it like going around in the pickup trucks after the driver introductions and being able to thank the crowd? I mean, what kind of feeling does that give you?
It's different from most, open wheel sprint car racing. You don't get to do that a lot, so it's a nice feeling to be able to go around and appreciate everybody that's there and there to watch you, and fans yelling your name when you're driving around in the truck. So it's a great feeling to be able to do that before a race.
Fantastic. I know you've thanked Jason Gocher, your car owner, but I'm sure there's a lot of other folks and sponsors you'd like to thank also.
Yeah, there is. Auto Farm, McCrocklin Ford, they came on board and helped us this year, and Performance Pain, all of the pit crew, like I said, did an awesome job. If it wasn't for all those guys, I wouldn't even have been able to be in contention for it. But John Haler and Greg Mahoney and Jason had the brunt of the work for most of the week, but we had really good guys come in and help us on Saturday for our pit stops. So I just need to thank all of them for giving me a heck of a job on those.
What's on the schedule for the rest of 2015 for Chris Windham?
Well, we head out to Pennsylvania next week on the USAC the USAC Sprint Car Series on the dirt. So going back to dirt next week, and then hopefully I can find something to go run the Silver Crown race in Iowa on the pavement race week after that. So I'll be busy with that, whatever I'm doing throughout the rest of the year, running mostly open wheel stuff.
And will we be able to see you again in 2016 at the Payless Little 500?
Well, I sure hope so, as long as I'm hired back by my car owner.
I'm sure he probably doesn't have any complaints. Well, Chris, I really appreciate you spending the time. For myself, as owner of the racetrack, I couldn't be more proud to have you as a champion, and we look forward to following your career the rest of this year and seeing you again in 2016.
Well, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it, and thank you for everything you do.
Thanks, Chris.
Our pleasure,
yes.
Chris. That's Chris Windham, the 2015 champion of the Payless Little 500, presented by UAW GM. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Heart attack, stroke, serious injury. A sudden health crisis can happen to anyone at any time. So when bad things happen, choose good people. St. Vincent Anderson Regional Hospital has the area's most advanced emergency care, with a state-designated Level 3 trauma center, an internationally accredited chest pain center for heart attack patients, and advanced certification for primary stroke care. We have all the resources to deliver the care you need for any serious or life-threatening emergency. St. Vincent Anderson Regional is the only emergency department in the area with an on-site helicopter And our $27 million state-of-the-art surgery pavilion opens later this year. Bad things can happen to anyone. Thankfully, good people are ready to help. Choose emergency care from St. Vincent Anderson Regional, the spirit of caring. Visit stvincent.org/Anderson Regional to learn more.
Honey, stop! Oh my gosh, that's Diggity's back there.
You mean the new Diggity's Frozen Treat Factory?
I heard it's unbelievable. Everybody's talking about it. They have everything yummy.
Yeah, I heard they have ice cream, yogurt, custard, sorbet.
And gelato, plus fruit smoothies, and that's just the beginning.
I heard Diggity's has over 250 toppings, not 30 or 40 like those other places, and you can even get the candy to go separately.
We can eat outside on their huge patio by the fire, too.
Okay, let's see. Frozen yogurt, ice cream, custard, sorbet, and gelato with 250 toppings, or a plain old frozen yogurt shop with limited toppings?
Diggity's it is!
Diggity's wants to cater your event. Diggity's can set up at your event inside or out and provide delicious smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, candies, and frozen treats to your guests. Diggity's is perfect for weddings, company picnics, group outings, sporting events, festivals, you name it, just call Diggity's. 765-393-0033 today for more information.
MoFab Incorporated, where imagination is the only limitation. We serve residential, commercial, industrial, and municipal customers as your metals warehouse and fabrication center. We do all types of fabrication using the latest technology with unmatched speed, accuracy, and durability on any substrate. Our ornamental division handles all types of interior and exterior work, including rails, fences, gates, and more. So contact us at mofabbing.com to fabricate your dreams of tomorrow today.
Buying American always wins, whether on the track or on your driveway. To get your winner's circle, check out the great products made at UAW-represented GM plants right here in the USA. You'll be sure to find a car, truck, or crossover that'll fit your needs, and with many choices from Chevy, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac, you can't go wrong. Remember, buy American and buy UAW GM.
Tired of feeling like chum in a Shark Tank? At Auto Farms McLaughlin Ford in Middletown, you'll feel like more than a number on their bottom line. Sure, we're in sales, but we're not salesmen. No high-pressure tactics, no haggling over prices. You're in charge. You're in the driver's seat. Bottom line, if we can't beat the price by at least $250, we'll give you $25 for giving us a chance. So pull out your phone, bring us a quote, whatever you have to do, we'll beat it. If you're at Auto Farms McLaughlin Ford in Middletown, you're at the right place.
This program is a presentation by Anderson Speedway. The content contained in this program is that of the host and guests, and not this station.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the
That sticks.
Yes. Gary got one.
I got one.
Welcome back to Track Talk. Rick Dawson, Gary Mong. We're at the Mounds Mall Special Events Studio talking about the Payless Little 500 presented by UAW GM that was held Saturday night at Anderson Speedway. A lot of that we could talk for hours about.
We can.
That race and that event and what happened. All the motels were full. The campground was full. People from literally all over the world were at Anderson Speedway. I actually was in the pit office and I signed a pit credential. A guy signed in from Germany.
And earlier in the week you had some South Africa, didn't you?
South Africa, the Netherlands, New Zealand.
Wow.
They were here from all over the world and from all over the country, which is just phenomenal to be a part of it. Want to also give a shout out to Davey Hamilton Jr., who was the Herald Bulletin Rookie of the Race this year, finished in sixth place in his very first race.
Great
Talked
job.
to him after the race. He was on cloud nine also, and I know his dad's very proud. Davey Hamilton, of course, if you listen to the Indianapolis 500 broadcast, was one of the color commentators on that and was at the track Saturday night watching his son come in sixth place, only 3 laps down.
That's not bad.
Which is pretty cool. I want to get another view of the race from the press box, and none other than our very own producer, Wade Stokes, was up there broadcasting the race Saturday night. Give us your take, Wade, on what you saw.
I think every year we say that's one of the best races we've ever seen. I have to say it again this year.
What about that start? That has
was
got
beautiful.
to be the best start of that race that I have ever seen in my life.
I was so impressed when they came out of 3 and 4. They were still lined up perfect until they hit the start-finish line. I was like, man, that is one of the prettiest starts I think we've ever had.
And went into turn 1 and did not have issue 1. I think we finally had a spin on the
20 or something like that.
No, it was on the 5th lap.
Oh, was it that early?
Was it that?
Yes.
I can't. Yeah, it was the 5th
Okay.
lap. But it was just a spin.
Yeah.
At the tail, and that happens. But I mean, that rate. You think, all them cars. There is no way they're going to get into that first turn, and they do.
They do.
How did the broadcast go?
I think it went real well. We had a whole lot of fun up there. Mike Miller came up and helped us out some, and that man is just a walking encyclopedia.
He is.
And he helped bring with a lot of the pre-race stuff that was going on that he was down doing on the PA. He brought some of that up with him, so we got a couple other insights as well as the race was going on.
Yeah, it was kind of, that is such a hard race to call because there's something going on everywhere on that racetrack.
You have to have eyes in the back of your head, especially if you're trying to watch turn 1 and 2. You're trying to watch the backstretch. I think I had a little bit of whiplash after that race was done.
I bet. And I know you were also doing the voiceover for the Speed 51 pay-per-view broadcast of the event. How did that go?
It went real well. It was a totally different way of broadcasting for us because we've never had the monitors, and some of the shots they were getting that was going on their television feed was awesome, especially the ones where they was just underneath the flag stand at the front stretch, seeing the cars come by. It's like, man, this is cool.
Well, great race, great call up in the booth. You and Doug Zook did a great job, and we'll look forward to maybe doing that again with you next year.
I hope so.
All right.
And we have to say thank you for everything that you guys done to make it so easy for us to come up and do it.
It's our pleasure to do it. This Saturday night at Anderson Speedway, we have our Spring Championships for our McGonigal Engine Performance Late Models. That race got rained out 2 weeks ago, so we're going to have their Spring Championships. We also have the Vorse Compact Touring Series coming back in this weekend. Look forward to seeing those folks. It's the Spring Championship for our very own Thunder Roadsters, and we've also got Indy Fast Karts this Saturday night. Big full slate of racing. Gates open at 5, and we race at 8 this Saturday night. Be at Anderson Speedway.
Absolutely.
We've got her back into shape, believe it or not.
Warm and nice. 82 degrees I've seen.
Dixie and Christine just worked their hind ends off getting that place back in shape. There's a lot of folks didn't take their empty cups and wrappers home with them.
Our whole crew, and we need to say this, Rick, our whole crew, the whole Anderson Speedway crew, from the girls in the office to Dixie and the track crew and everybody that is a part of this whole deal out there. Man, what a job they did last week.
Phenomenal yeoman's job. Put them up against any racetrack staff in the country. It's easy to stand back and criticize and be critical, but I tell you, it's not easy to do, and these ladies and gentlemen pull it off flawlessly.
Yes,
I mean, it's the best in the business, and they're led by the best in the business too. Kenny Wright, who
does a phenomenal job
he keeps that place. I mean, he's out there every day working to get that place in shape, which is not an easy job for a 68-year-old facility. And by the way, he was the race director for the Payless Little 500.
Yes.
So, but we still are not finished with the City of Anderson Little 500 Festival this Friday night out at the Speedway under the pavilion. The Rotary Club is presenting their black and white gala. Big fundraiser for the Rotary Club, and this year's guest speaker is none other than Donald Davidson from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I've met Donald several times, just a wealth of knowledge and a lot of fun to just sit and talk to, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then I believe Saturday night there's another event going on just down the road from the Speedway at Greet's Pizza. And on the line with us now is Drew, who's going to tell us a little bit about that. Drew, thanks for joining us this evening. Are you there, Drew?
Yeah.
Tell us what's going on at Greek's Pizza. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, tell us what's going on at Greek's Pizza. I know you got a fundraiser going on with some championship wrestling Saturday evening.
Yeah, they have a bunch of that going on all the time.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to. Well, it looks like we've lost a connection there, but I know we're having a fundraiser for a young lady that's had some very tough health issues. Championship Wrestling at Greek's Pizza this Saturday at, and I'm not sure the times, but I believe it's around 7 o'clock or something like that. And I'm sure they would really appreciate your support of this young lady
right.
as we try to get her well. Speaking of the festival, by all accounts, all the events were huge successes again this year, from the Mayor's Cup Grand Prix to the car show to everything else. The Rotary Club's Black and White this gala this Friday night is already a success. The Rotary Club in Anderson supports a lot of different organizations through funding. This is their biggest fundraiser. A lot of great auction items this week, and I'm sure.
May I interject something here real quick?
Interject
also, congratulations to you, Rick Dawson, for being inducted into the Little 500 Hall of Fame, the 2015 class of
Thank
the
you
Little
very
500
much.
Hall of Fame, along with Denny England, Mike Bowman, and
Matt Doder. Yeah, it's a great bunch of people to be associated with, and it's quite an honor to be put in an institution like an institution that's not one that most people want to put me in. You don't have to be in a straight
There you go.
A bunch of people. It was we had the luncheon Saturday. And the induction ceremonies, and it was really an honor to be up there. It wasn't one of my best speaking situations because I was kind of in awe of the whole situation, but what a great honor, and I really thank those that decided that I think was
it's
worthy.
well deserving after 19 years of making this event of what it is today.
Can you believe it's 19 years? Trackside Associates owned the track for 20 years.
Joe had it for like 29 or 28.
And I don't know if I'll catch up with Joe, but I'm probably going to beat out Trackside Associates.
You think so? That's good.
Again, don't forget, this Saturday night we are racing at Anderson Speedway. The McGonigal Engine Performance Late Models in their spring championship event, the Vorse Compact Touring Series, Thunder Roasters, and Indy Fast Carts. Gates open at 5 and racing at 8. There was some more racing going on this weekend. The CRA Street Stocks were at Kentucky Motor Speedway, where Mason Mason won it.
Mason Keller?
Mason Keller. Thank you. Won that race. And then they went over to Illiana Motor Speedway yesterday, and Andrew Morrissey won that race, which is a combination race with the ARCA Midwest Tour. Eddie Hoffman was second. Jeff Cannon, Ricky Baker, Ty Majeski rounded out the top 5. You can go to our website at AndersonSpeedway.com, get all the results from every race, but if you want more information on the Payless Little 500, it's there. Sure, we'll talk about it more in the coming weeks and have some more guests. This was a really quick half hour.
It was. Better say hi to Aunt Jenny real quick. Hello, Aunt Jenny.
Jenny, hi. And thanks to everyone, but especially my wife Brenda and daughter Lauren and Dan for getting me through a pretty tough week.
But we made it.
But it's been a tough month. But it was a labor of love, trust me. And we're already working on next year. So thanks for joining us, and we'll be right here next week, same time, same stations. Have a great week, and we'll see you at the track.